to Big Lou Barbecue, other things I want to do. And today I'm frying up some food for you. A lot of fried food. Yeah, it's not really a healthy meal, but makes me smile. And I'm gonna quit eating like this. I am. I'm quit eating like this. In fact, this was the last meal before I dieted, all right? Fried up a bunch of stuff. Fried up some chicken livers. Now, I know there's two kinds of people in the world. There's liver lovers and liver loathers. And if you're a liver loather, I got other things I'm frying in this video too. Onion rings, green tomatoes, corn chips. If you want to know how to do that, I've got videos on that stuff. But also, you know, I'm gonna be showing you how to do it in this video. So stick around. We'll fry the livers up last. We're gonna prepare them first though, all right? Anyway, I happen to love chicken livers. One of my favorite things to eat. My kids love chicken livers. And I got a new Southwest Disc, Plow Disc cooker from Southwest Disc. Great company. I think they make a great Plow Disc style cooker. If you're looking for one, I'm gonna leave the link below. I get nothing off of them, and I bought the disc from them. I absolutely love cooking on it. Anyway, you know, some people call it a Cowboy Wok, a Discada. In Spanish, Discada refers to the stir-fried meats and stuff you do in it. But I was deep frying in it, y'all. Deep fried green tomatoes, onion rings, corn chips, and chicken livers. Thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. I like to marinate my chicken livers about 30 to 90 minutes before I cook them in buttermilk and hot sauce. Had a lot of Texas Pete. I want to get that color to be a dark pink, almost rust red color. That's about right there. That's what I'm going to marinate the chicken livers in. Got two of these containers. I call them pints, but they're really 20-ounce containers, all right, of chicken livers. I've got a white onion for the onion rings, and I picked some green tomatoes. You want to pick those green tomatoes just as they begin to turn white. All right. Now, we want to go through the chicken livers. You're looking for a bladder thingy. If it's green on there, you want to get that off of there. I rarely find them. I think in 20-something years, I found like 3 of them, all right? Chicken livers are divided into 2 lobes, and the lobes are connected with a little connective tissue. If I'm grilling them, I cut that out, but if I'm frying them, the connective tissue is edible, and it's palatable when you fry it, okay? Now, check this out. In the next container, see what we found here. Not that little green bladder thing, but look at this right there. That's a chicken heart. That's not what I want to eat with my chicken livers, so I fried it up in the skillet and shared it with the dogs, all right? The rest of the livers were good. Put them in their ice box for 90 minutes. Okay, I just lit the fire under the Southwest Disc. Now it's on a Cajun Classic Jambalaya pot stand. It's not on the stand from Southwest Disc. I didn't buy one because I had this stand and it works really well. The same one I use for jambalaya cooking. And that is about a quart of used corn oil. Forgot what I fried in here. I think I fried frog legs and green tomatoes in it last time I used it. I may have fried some shrimp too, but oh well. I strained it, kept it in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna add a little bit more of new corn oil because I want a little bit more because I'm gonna be frying a lot of stuff. When that gets up to about 350 degrees, we'll start putting in the corn chips. Let's see what ThermoWorks 1 says. If it's 325 to 350, yeah, you know what? It says it's time to start. It's almost 325. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Corn chips. Now, I've got a video on how to make these, okay? Very much like Fritos. You're going to make them, get you a jerky gun or one of those cake things, you know? We'll call that the first batch. All right, first batch is done of these corn chips. Now you can fry these as crunchy or as soft as you want to. About that kind of golden browns, about the color they are, the way they are out of the bag. I absolutely love to do this. Cheaper than French fries. Just need cornmeal, salt, and warm water, and boil your kettle and then let the water cool down. Anyway, it's really easy to do these. Love to do them. Kids like them. Go well with fish. Go well with chicken livers. Go well with lots of things. So, as long as the grease is hot, I figured I'd go ahead and fry some. So, if you want to see how to do it, I do recommend getting a jerky gun, and I've got a video. I've got about 3 more batches of these corn chips to fry. I'll be back with you when we're doing the, you do want to pull it out like that so it doesn't double over. Anyway, I'll be back with you when we put in the green tomatoes. All right, as I get ready to pull out this 4th and final batch of corn chips, I want to tell you that since I made that corn chip video several years ago, I had a lot of comments, that's what you call them. I'm gonna say requests, but I guess requests about seasoning them. I have tried to season them twice. Once I tried to make chili cheese corn chips, and what I did was I put in chili powder and nacho cheese flavored popcorn salt. And those were too salty because I didn't take out the salt from the cornmeal mix that goes in it. Maybe if I had done that, they wouldn't have been so salty. And I tried to make flaming hot Cheetos, Fritos rather. And I used paprika and cayenne pepper, and boy, did I get them flaming hot. I liked them, but they were pretty hot. Anyway, you can season these. That's the point. You'll have to experiment with your amounts and stuff. This is just the cornmeal and salt and standard Frito flavored stuff. Okay. All right. Guess what? Time for the green tomatoes. Look at that. Look at that. Look how beautiful those are. They're going to be delicious, y'all. That's the green tomatoes. Put them in buttermilk and cornmeal, and we're gonna fry them. All right, some buttermilk. Most of that buttermilk is the buttermilk that the onion rings were in, so it's got a little onion flavor to it. We just dip it in like that, and dip it in like that. And once you got it in the buttermilk, dip it in the cornmeal, get it coated on both sides, in the cornmeal, get it going here. Now you can fry tomatoes in flour or breadcrumbs, but I like the cornmeal. This cornmeal seasoned with a little bit of adobo too, but you can season it with whatever you want to. All right, let me get these all these tomatoes fried up. I'll show you what they look like when they're all in the grease. All right, this is the first batch, and some of these are ready to flip over. You want to flip them over like that. That one's not ready to flip over yet, but that one is. If they're floating, flip them over. These are going to be so good. I love fried green tomatoes. All right, looks like this first batch is ready to come out. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, these are gonna be good. Now, some of you may be wondering, why you can't fry red tomatoes? Red tomatoes have too much water, splatter all over the place. Green tomatoes kind of have too much water. You saw that they were on that pizza pan? The reason they were on that pizza pan is I salted one side and left them for 15 minutes. Flipped them over and salted the other side. And so you have them in salt for about 30 minutes. And what that does is not only flavor them, it also, I need to get these out with the, you know what? I like using my Cajun Pit Stix to get tomatoes out of the fry grease. But you pull out the water when you salt them so they don't splatter everywhere. You see, they're not throwing water everywhere. Look at that, look at that. Yeah, the cornmeal came off of that one, but looks good on that side. It was off camera anyway, haha. All right, I got about 3 more batches of tomatoes to go, and then we'll get with the onion rings. Boy, after that rain, you can really hear those frogs. Now, as I pull this last batch of fried green tomatoes out here, look at all that. Just 3 little green tomatoes. This is all they yield. This is what it yielded. 4 little batches, all right? I want to say that fried green tomatoes are my favorite fried vegetable. Now, my favorite green thing to eat is okra, and I love fried okra, and I wish I had some right now, but there's other ways to cook okra that I like better. But fried green tomatoes, if it's a vegetable and it's fried green tomatoes is just about the best one you can have, y'all. I didn't plant much of a garden this year. I had a rough year. For those that don't follow my channel well, my wife passed away. My house was damaged by a couple hurricanes. I did get some tomatoes in the ground, but I didn't plant any okra this year in my garden. I didn't do a real big garden because it's been a rough year. But things are looking up, and you know, I'm enjoying life again, and I'm enjoying making this meal tonight. All right, it's time for the onion ring. Now, and this is one of those shaker boxes, and what I have in here is just some white flour, and I seasoned it down with some Uncle Steve's and some Cowboy Kit Rollins. So don't tell Kit and Steve that I mixed up their stuff, all right? But I got the Cowboy Kit Rollins mesquite, and I think it's Uncle Steve's spicier, all right? So that's a little in the flour. I don't normally season the flour for onion rings, except with just maybe a little salt. But since I'm doing chicken livers, the flour is seasoned. Now here are my onion rings. They were in buttermilk, then I drained the buttermilk, and that's what I used to dip the tomatoes in. And they're just going in there like that. We're gonna, you put this thing down on top. It's already got some flour on it because I shook up the flour in it. Put this right here like that. And you shake, rattle, and roll, all right? Now once you got it all shake, rattle, and roll, you turn it over. And you shake, rattle, and roll again until all the flour falls to the other side. And once that's done, Your onion rings are dusted like that. It's time to drop them in the grease. That corn oil. Just like this right here. I might need to add some more oil in there. Oh, these are gonna be so good. Woo! Don't you love onion rings and chicken livers? Man, they go so well together. All right, first batch of onion rings are ready. Look at that. Just put them right there next to the tomatoes and the corn chips. Woo! Come on, so you get 2 here on the Cajun Pit Stix. Come on now. Those are gonna be so delicious. I think they're gonna be good with that Kit and Steve seasoning in there. Don't tell them I mixed the stuff, all right? But that's Kit Rellen's mesquite, and I think it's Uncle Steve's spicier. I might have used Gator Shake. I really don't remember, to be honest. Pretty sure I used the spicier. All right, I got about another batch or so of onion rings to go, and I'll show you what the last batch looks like, and then we'll get the chicken livers in. That's how I flip over onion rings, just like that right there with this thing. I love to fry with this as well as grill. All right, well, night has definitely set in, and you can hear those frogs. This is that last batch of onion rings. Look, that's how many we got here, plus this right here. That's a big old batch of onion rings from one old white onion at the store, which is very inexpensive, but you'd pay a lot of money for an order of onion rings like that at your local greasy chicken shack. So it's definitely worth it, easy to do. All I do is buttermilk and some seasoned flour. A lot of people do egg washes and stuff like that. I don't bother that, just buttermilk and seasoned flour. Yield some good onion rings. All right, now, that's it, right there. All right, time for the star of the show, the chicken livers. This is the time part of the show where the liver loathers tune out and the liver lovers have been waiting for. All those livers are here in that flour. We're gonna put the lid on it just like we did earlier and start shake, rattle, and rolling, all right? I got the lid over here just off camera, okay? There they are in there. We shake, rattle, and roll, get them coated with the flour real well. Flip them over. And shake all the flour down. Now it's gonna take several batches to get these chicken livers cooked, but man, are they gonna be good. That's what they look like, all coated. And here they go in the grease. Woo! Gotta love chicken livers. I don't know how, just one of my favorite things, man. Just, love them. And people don't eat them as much as they used to. I don't know why, because people won't eat bone-in chicken. These livers don't have any bones, you know? I'm gonna have to give these another shake because they didn't all get coated. There were so many of them. But I'll put the ones that are coated well in that grease right now. That one's coated well. How about one more in this batch? All right. All right, time to turn some of these over. Because even though I'm deep frying, and this wok holds a good bit of oil, it's still rather shallow. It's deeper than a regular frying pan, but not as deep as like a fry pot, so with a basket on it. All right, this first batch should be about done. You want to check these. 165 for chicken is done, white meat anyway. Dark meat around 175, but I'm looking for about 170 on chicken livers. 160, I'd eat it. 177, I think I might pull that one out. Let that one go a little, well, I missed it. That was the oil. Yeah, that one's gonna go a little longer, so probably let all these go just a little bit longer, but they're almost there, so some of these are about to start coming out. And since I pull them out individually, I know which ones are coming out of the grease. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. And so forth. All right, this last batch of livers is ready to come out. Just look at that. Look how delicious. Look how delicious that is. It's going on that platter. Now look at that. Onion rings, corn chips, green tomatoes, fried chicken livers. Now look, each one of those containers of chicken livers, I call it a pint, but it's really 20 ounces. So it's 40 ounces of chicken livers. Each container costs less than $2. The onion costs less than $1.50. I think it was $1.38. Cornmeal and salt is all that's in that, all right, and water. And I grew the tomatoes. That's an awful lot of food. I probably spent less than $7 on the whole meal, including the used oil and everything, all right? I mean, that's a lot of food, y'all. It's gonna feed my family well tonight, and I enjoyed cooking it. Thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. I love chicken livers, green tomatoes, onion rings, and these homemade corn chips.